Hello, everyone. I'm Kathleen Fernandez, the Executive Director of NJTESOL-NJBE. Welcome, parents, guardians, and educators to Padres con Poder, Parent Power. This is NJTESOL-NJBE's fourth virtual parent conference. We hope you will find it informative and useful in your interactions with your child's school and the larger community. I would like to thank the Parent Expo committee whose hard work made this event possible. We would also like to thank all the presenters, including our Seal of Biliteracy Young Adult panel, who made a special effort to be here with us today or to take the time to create a video for our use. In addition to today's presentations, a number of groups have shared important information for families on a variety of topics, which will be found in our parent resource document, which will be shared this week. We are also proud to announce that NJTESOL-NJBE has created parents' rights videos in 10 different languages so that families can understand their rights as parents in New Jersey schools, which are on the NJTESOL-NJBE Parent Resources webpage. The links to these and videos from past Parent Expos are on the Parent Resource page and will be sent to you next week. In the chat, you will see the directions on how to use the session board. I am also putting the email to the Target raffle in the chat. Please complete the raffle with your name and email. To go to a session, click on the blue title on your document and the Zoom room will open. If you're using the Word document, you can copy the link and paste it into your browser. At the end of the sessions, we will meet back in this Zoom room for our closing session. If you have any comments, we would like to hear them at that time. We will also be sharing our evaluation survey. If you complete the evaluation survey, you will receive a participation certificate from NJTESOL-NJBE at the email address you provide when you fill out the survey. We will choose the winners of our Target gift card raffle at that closing session. We hope you will enjoy the workshops today. And to begin, here is Jackie Leon, the sponsor of the Praxedes Leon Parent Award and the author of Yo Soy, I Am, with students who completed the New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy. And actually, first we'll have Andrea Fontanes read the opening in Spanish for everyone. Thank you.
Bienvenidos padres, tutores y educadores a Padres con Poder, Parent Power. Esta es la cuarta conferencia virtual para padres de NJTESOL-NJBE. Esperamos que lo encuentre informativo y útil en sus interacciones con la escuela de su hijo y la comunidad en general. Me gustaría agradecer al Comité de Exposición de Padres, cuyo arduo trabajo hizo posible este evento. También nos gustaría agradecer a todos los presentadores, incluido nuestro panel de adultos jóvenes del sello de alfabetización bilingüe, que hicieron un esfuerzo especial para estar aquí con nosotros hoy o tomarse el tiempo para crear un video para nuestro uso. Además de las presentaciones de hoy, varios grupos han compartido información importante para las familias sobre una variedad de temas que se encontrarán en nuestro documento de recursos para padres que se compartirá esta semana. También estamos orgullosos de anunciar que NJTESOL-NJBE ha creado videos sobre los derechos de los padres en 10 idiomas diferentes para que las familias puedan comprender sus derechos como padres en las escuelas de New Jersey, que se encuentran en la página web de recursos para padres de NJTESOL-NJBE. Los enlaces a estos videos, estos recursos y videos de exposiciones para padres anteriores se encuentran en la página de recursos para padres y se los enviaremos la próxima semana. En el chat verán las instrucciones sobre cómo utilizar el tablero de sesiones. También estamos poniendo el enlace para participar en el sorteo de tarjetas de regalo de Target en el chat. Por favor, complételo con su nombre y correo electrónico. Para ir a una sesión, haga clic en el título azul y se abrirá la sala Zoom. Si está utilizando el documento de Word, puede copiar el enlace y pegarlo en su navegador. Al final de las sesiones, nos reuniremos nuevamente en esta sala Zoom para nuestra sesión de cierre. Si tiene algún comentario, nos gustaría escucharlo en este momento. También estaremos compartiendo nuestra encuesta de evaluación. Si completa la encuesta de evaluación, recibirá un certificado de participación de NJTESOL-NJBE en la dirección de correo electrónico que proporcione cuando complete la encuesta. También elegiremos a los ganadores de nuestro sorteo de tarjetas de regalo de Target. Esperamos que disfruten los talleres de hoy y para comenzar, aquí está Jackie León, patrocinadora de nuestro premio para padres Praxis León y autora de Yo Soy, I Am, con estudiantes que completaron el sello bilingüe de New Jersey. Gracias.
Gracias, Kathleen. Gracias, Andreas. Buenos días a todos. Good morning, everyone. Buenos días. Yo soy Jacqueline León y como comentó Andrea, soy orgullosamente la patrocinadora de un reconocimiento que brindo en la conferencia en la primavera de NJTESOL-NJBE, que es nombrada por mi mamá. Mi mamá es Praxis León. Entonces, durante esa conferencia reconozco a los padres que han mantenido su idioma primaria, su idioma nativa como algo muy importante para nosotros, ¿verdad? La lengua materna de nosotros es tan valiosa. And so I want to thank Kathleen and Andrea for a gracious introduction and also let you know who Praxis León is. Praxis León is my mother. And every spring during the conference at NJTESOL-NJBE, I am proud to recognize two parents who have supported their children in making sure that their native language, their primary language, that mother language, continues as a value add in the education of their students. Entonces, aquí tengo un orgullo enorme de tener con nosotros dos superhéroes en vivo. So I have the enormous and very excited honor to introduce to you live today two superheroes that we have that have earned the sello de alfabetización bilingüe, that seal of biliteracy. And before I get into that, I just want to share what the seal of biliteracy is, and you're going to learn about that a little bit more. But the seal of biliteracy is an honor that you receive senior year when you're graduating, once you have proven that proficiency in English and one or more languages. Entonces, ese honor se otorga a estudiantes que han demostrado fluencia en dos idiomas, el inglés y otro idioma, ya sea el español o el francés o el portugués, o cualquier otro idioma, inglés y otro idioma. Entonces, es un valor enorme que tienen los estudiantes cuando hablan más de un idioma. It's a huge superpower to speak more than one language. And in fact, el Estados Unidos, el Departamento de Educación de Estados Unidos ha anunciado, el presidente Biden ha anunciado que el ser bilingüe es un superpoder, right? So President Biden has announced that being bilingual is a superpower. Entonces, nacional, globally and nationally, being bilingual is a superpower. So enough conversation with me, right? Ahora queremos hablar con los estudiantes. Y les presento a ustedes a Sergio Inostroza y a Yaneira Camarillo Galindo. So voy a pedir que cada uno primero se introduzca, diga su nombre de nuevo, su edad, su grado, qué está haciendo ahora y qué idioma habla, o en qué idioma recibió el sello. So I'm going to ask each student first to just reintroduce themselves. Please say your name, how you like it to be pronounced. Tell us what grade you're in or where you are in your college career and beyond. And let us know what language you speak and or what language you received the seal of biliteracy in. So we'll start with that first question. I'll go with Sergio first.
Can everyone hear me okay? Awesome. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Sergio. I'm a sophomore in college, and I speak Spanish and earned CELO Biliteracy in Spanish as well.
Thank you, Sergio. Yanei?
Hello, everybody. My name is Yaneira. I'm in my sophomore year of college. I graduate this semester, and I got my CELO by Literacy in Spanish.
Gracias. La próxima pregunta es, ¿cómo ha sido ustedes apoyado por sus padres, por su comunidad para mantener su idioma materna? How have you been supported by your family and your community to maintain your primary language, and for both of you being Spanish? I'll start with Yaneda first.
Well, in my household, when I was younger, my parents didn't speak any English. As I grew up, my mom got her GED and learned English, so now I can talk to her in English. But, mainly elementary and middle school was just pure Spanish. And in school, I was like one of the few Hispanics in my school because I went to a very small school and I didn't speak Spanish in school. I was an ESL student in elementary first, and then in middle school, I was just pure English. It was like an identity crisis, right? I didn't even want to speak any Spanish.
Thank you for sharing that. And Kathleen, I just want to pause and
In progress.
Should we summarize what Yaneda said in Spanish, or I want to make sure that everyone heard everything?
That's probably
O
a good
Yaneda, si
idea.
quiere usted delatarlo un poquito en español.
Sí.
Okay. Bueno, cuando yo era más pequeña, mis padres no hablaban inglés para nada, pero después con el tiempo mi mamá fue a la escuela y sacó su GED, que es el diploma de la high school, y ella está actualmente en college, en community college. Um, Al principio, como dije, no hablaban inglés, pero con el tiempo los dos aprendieron un poco de inglés y puedo hablar con ellos y conversar más con mi mamá que con mi papá. Pero creciendo en los primeros años escolar solo hablaba puro español. Y yo fui estudiante de inglés en el principio, desde kinder como hasta el segundo grado. Y como ya para el middle school, pasé por una etapa donde no quise hablar para nada español. Me daba vergüenza, honestamente, poder decir que hablaba de idiomas y más que tenía un acento en mi inglés. Al crecer ya se me fue el acento y ahora me siento más confortable hablando los dos idiomas y cambiando de uno al otro. Es como dijo, es el título de esta presentación, que es un superpoder, poder hablar dos idiomas.
Gracias, Sergio.
I was born in Peru. I moved to the US 6 years ago. So both my parents were born in Peru as well. So I'm very used to to speaking Spanish. Actually, it was a journey learning a new language that is English. So in my household is always we always speak in Spanish. So every time that I go to school, that's where my English begins. I feel like learning a language is more like not only learning the language, but learning the culture as well. Many of my peers, of my friends who are only they're Hispanic, but they don't know how to communicate with in Spanish. They only know one language, which is English. They had a bit hard of like challenge to communicate with other students. For example, in my case, I was able to communicate with other ESL students in Spanish, and I was able to help them in their homework because I like to help people a lot. So I had the advantage to communicate with people who only spoke English and people who only spoke Spanish. So yeah, like the way that you create opportunity for other people, and also as for you, I think is very important. ¿Quiere que lo diga en español?
Sí, por favor, gracias.
Claro que sí. Bueno, yo nací en Perú. Me moví, me moví para Estados Unidos hace más o menos 6 años. Mi papá y mi mamá también nacieron en Perú, así que nosotros estamos acostumbrados a hablar español en mi casa y como que la trayectoria de aprender inglés ha sido bastante difícil, pero ah, bastante como que disfrutable. Am, cuando, cuando llegué a Estados Unidos a aprender inglés y español, am, pude comunicarme con los estudiantes de ESL, que son los estudiantes que están aprendiendo inglés, o inglés es su segunda lengua. Así que yo pude tener un mejor tiempo con ellos porque algunos estudiantes no sabían inglés o algunos estudiantes solo hablaban como solo hablaban español o sabían inglés, así que yo me podía comunicar con esos dos tipos de personas y también pude ayudarles en cualquier cosa que necesitaran, por ejemplo, presentarse al colegio, porque eran nuevos estudiantes, así que realmente se me facilitó comunicarme con diferentes personas y diferentes culturas.
Gracias a los dos. Y un fun fact, un facto divertido para saber, es que el hablar español facilita que comuniques con más de 486 millones de personas mundial. So speaking Spanish allows you to speak to over 486 million people worldwide. So that's a pretty cool fact, right? One more cool fact is that hay más o menos 178 países mundial, y de esos países, 101 país reconoce hablar más de un idioma como sus idiomas oficiales. So out of 178 countries, 101 recognize more than one language as their official language, right? So that's pretty cool to know that around the world, speaking more than one language is the norm, right? Hablar más de un idioma es normal a través del mundo entero. Entonces es algo que nosotros debemos de ser orgullosos que Sergio y Yanira tengan ese superpoder, right? So it's so proud of us, proud to have Sergio and Yanira here, our superheroes, knowing their value, speaking more than one language, right? So with that said, aquí en los Estados Unidos no hay ningún idioma que es el idioma oficial. The U.S. does not have an official language. Esa es una gran oportunidad. It's a great opportunity for us, right? There's no official language, so all of the languages can be official. Entonces, Sergio y Yanira, ¿hubo alguna ocasión en su trayectoria académico o escolar que fue un poco difícil hablar dos idiomas, ya sea algo que sucedió en la clase o la aula o con los estudiantes? Was there a challenging time or moment for you during your academic career where, you know, speaking more than one language was a challenge or difficult? I'll start with Yanira.
Honestly, yes. There's some times when I start writing essays that I'll write certain like ideas or thoughts in Spanish, and then I'll have to like put them in Google Translate to like make sure it sounds correct, or like it sounds correct in Spanish, but when you write it in English, it sounds a little off. So then I try to figure that out. Another thing was in high school, I started in honors 3 Spanish, and it was like really easy. So they put me then in heritage speakers, which is a class meant for students that already speak Spanish. And it was a lot harder because the teacher would have us like write essays and read like chapter books, like, you know, big books in completely in Spanish. And I had never done that before. I had never practiced my reading and writing in Spanish, but I learned a lot there. And then I went to AP Spanish language, and I had it was a lot more easier writing my thoughts and getting all the accents correct and being able to write essays and all that in Spanish. And I thought that that was really cool because now in college, I write them in Spanish and English, going back and forth to make sure my ideas are straight.
Thank you. And just a snippet in Spanish if you want to translate, and then we'll go right into Sergio.
Okay. Cuando yo empecé la escuela, lo más difícil fue el inglés, pero al crecer en el high school, empecé en español de honores en nivel 3 y ahí la clase era muy fácil, así que me cambiaron a una clase que se llama Heritage Speakers, en donde que es una clase para estudiantes que ya hablan español. Y en esa clase escribíamos ensayos y leíamos libros de lectura así, de chapter books, am, que eran más difíciles y eran en un nivel más avanzado en español. Y yo no estaba acostumbrada a eso, yo nunca había hecho eso antes. Así que poder aprender a escribir párrafos y ensayos o analizar literatura fue algo útil que aprender porque ahora en la universidad, en el colegio, escribo ensayos y escribo los dos ideas escribo mis ideas en los dos idiomas. Porque a veces algo en español suena correcto, pero cuando lo dices en inglés no suena tan correcto. O a veces quiero expresarme en una manera en español y solo puedo decirlo en inglés. So, es un poco difícil, pero a la misma vez te ayuda a poder usar diferentes sources. Cuando buscas información, puedo usar un source que sea en español, que sea un estudio en español y todavía no lo aceptan. Es poder tener muchas opciones.
Gracias, Yanei. Sergio?
Yes, a lot. I got a lot of relation with that because where, for example, when I do a presentation like right now, in college when I have to do our presentation, also in interviews, sometimes when I get a little bit nervous, I freeze when I'm speaking in English. So it's just because I get nervous and like my English wasn't that confident. But like right now I'm improving. In the case in Spanish, is sometimes when I'm talking with someone in Spanish, but there's around me people who only speaks English, so I'm speaking to this person in Spanish, and when I switch to English, I don't switch, I don't make the switch. So I continue in Spanish, and they look at me like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, oops, and then I switch back to English. So one of the things that difficult me the most was making just make sure pronouncing the right word, like correct pronunciation. Also, when my thoughts sometimes are in English and sometimes are in Spanish. So when I'm doing a presentation, maybe my thoughts are in Spanish, and I'm trying to look for a word in my mind to translate to like from Spanish to English, and sometimes I don't got it. So I gotta just, my brain has to work that out sometimes. So yeah, but it's really fun. Is I think the ability to switch like really fast. For example, you're talking to a person in Spanish and then switches to English is like as you say, it was a superpowers. It's really fun, like communicating with with multiple people at the same time in different languages. So yeah.
Thank you. So we're going to switch to a video. We're going to listen to some comments from other students who've learned the seal of biliteracy. And when we come back, we'll end with Sergio and Yanira giving one sentence about why their superpower is so important in the world.
Roll camera. And action. Roll camera.
Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine Lopez and I am a bilingual student who speaks Spanish. I decided to take the seal of biliteracy because I saw it as an opportunity that is only going to benefit me in my future, by positioning me as a stronger candidate for job opportunities. Throughout the years, the number of jobs that prefer or require employers to speak more than one language has increased. So by having this recognition, which shows that I am bilingual, I am only strengthening my opportunities for the future. Being bilingual has allowed me to communicate with a wider range of people around me, especially in situations where an individual spoke Spanish but very little to no English, and it gives me the opportunity to step forwards when an individual needs help but they are unable to communicate their needs due to language barriers. So to me, being bilingual is very important because in almost every job that you encounter, you're going to meet people who speak a different language, and I feel that it's very rewarding to be able to step forwards and give that person the help that they need or help them get the help that they need by being able to eliminate that barrier due to language. So to me, being bilingual gives you a greater opportunity to be a leader in your community.
Good morning, I'm Firela Armebianchi, and I'm one of the winners of the Seal of Biliteracy Scholarship. I'm Latina. I was born and raised in Peru. I came 3 years ago to the United States. Last year, I decided to earn the Seal of Biliteracy because I thought it was a great opportunity to be recognized as bilingual, as that would have opened many opportunities for me or for anyone who decides to earn it. I think it's so important to earn it if you speak more than one language. This will help in your resume. Mostly every job requires to speak more than one language, as this country is very diverse. What better not to only say that you speak more than one language, but having the seal, you can say that you are recognized by the state of New Jersey that you are bilingual. The seal has created me a lot of opportunities, as I found a job where I use my bilingual skills, where I speak both English and Spanish in the customer service industry. Being bilingual is so important as it represents you, your culture, and identity, and will also open many doors into the global community, as you will get to learn information from more places and learn more about other people's culture. The seal will be helpful not only finding a job, but with internships and for college. So this is a big opportunity, and I recommend everyone to do it.
Hi bilingual parents, my name is Eloisa. I am Filipina and I came from the Philippines. I speak 4 languages, which is Filipino, English, and Bicol. And I am on process to be fluent in one, which is American Sign Language. Earning the seal, I didn't know what the seal was 6 years ago, and it was actually my ESL teacher who taught me what the seal was. She told me it would give me more opportunity, which is true, such as winning the scholarship from NJTESOL. I've been using my bilingual skills ever since, but I graduated June 2022 and I work more in retail, and I was able to actually provide good assistance for my deaf customers, which is how I use my bilingual skills. I've been translating for my parents for so long. I've been the one doing the doctor's work, all of those things, because I'm the one who can speak English clearly than my brother and my mother. I think being bilingual is actually important because it gives more communication to a lot of people. Actually, if you already know 2 languages or more than 2, it's easier to learn because your brain is like faster to adapt. It gives you a lot of opportunity in job, such as putting that you have the seal or you are bilingual in your resume. It gives you an advantage for the employer to be hired. I saw a lot of parents regretting that they never taught their language to their children, and I hope you guys teach your language to your children because it gives them a lot more advantage in life. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that video. And to close us out, I'm going to ask Sergio first to give us his 1 sentence about why it's so important to have this superpower in the United States.
Well, I think being bilingual is important because it opens new doors to enhanced communication, also cultural understanding, multiple opportunities in both personal and professional aspects.
Yaneira?
I was going to say something similar, that being bilingual opens doors to both academic and professional opportunities, but at the same time, it also instills a sense of pride of continuing and promoting language diversity.
Thank you. I could stay here and talk to these two all day. Me podría quedar aquí conversando con los dos todo el día. Pero como padres, favor, si no conocen el sello de Biliteracy bilingüe, entonces hagan la pregunta. El lunes cuando lleguen a la escuela, pregunten, aquí se ofrece el sello, quiero que mi hijo o hija aprenda más sobre cómo obtener este reconocimiento. Kathleen, thank you so much for inviting me and the whole NJTESOL-NJBE team.
Okay, I believe Kathleen has left this room, particular room. I'll introduce myself. I'm Sonia Bertini, and I sit on the executive board of New Jersey TESOL, New Jersey BE. Welcome to everyone. I'm going to share my screen a minute with you so that you can see again this schedule. I hope everyone can see it. It says, welcome everyone and bienvenidos a todos. Here's the final schedule for the Padres con Poder, Parent Power, New Jersey TESOL, New Jersey BE, Parent Expo. The descriptions of the workshops are below in the selection board. To choose a workshop, you will click on the title in the selection board to access the Zoom room. The resource page will be updated with video links for all presentations a few days after the workshop. New Jersey TESOL, New Jersey BE hopes you will find the Parent Expo information helpful. Y ahora en español, este es el calendario final para la exposición de padres, Padres con Poder, Parent Power, New Jersey TESOL, New Jersey BE. Las descripciones de los talleres se encuentran a continuación en el panel de selección. Para elegir un taller, haga clic en el título en el tablero de la selección para acceder a Zoom Room. La página de recursos se actualizará con enlaces de vídeo para todas las presentaciones unos días después del taller. New Jersey TESOL, New Jersey BE espera que encuentre útil la información de Parent Expo. So now is the time for you to click on the link that you're most interested in and join the Zoom room that has that presentation in it. Okay, thank you. Este es el momento para entrar en el Zoom que más les interese, hacer el clic, como les he dicho, en el título de la presentación.
Sonia, if they don't have this document in front of them, can we put those links in the chat? And they
are in the chat. They should be in the chat already. Deberían de estar estos enlaces. Thank you, Jacqueline. Deberían de estar estos enlaces en el chat. Espero que
When you go to the link, it says I don't have access to access that document.
It doesn't say that you have to make a copy of it?
It doesn't. It says you request access now. So it's not recognizing my email.
Okay, Michelle, do you know what's up with that?
Can we just put the link there, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's happening.
I just shared my copy and I made it viewable for anyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it should work. The last link.
That's the one I've been putting in. I think Andrea had also
put it in, right? I saw her put it in as well.
I'm going to keep just sharing it. If you are having any problems, please put a message in the chat.
Si están teniendo problemas para conectarse al Zoom o para entrar en el salón, por favor, díganoslo en el chat y veremos lo que podemos hacer. Parece que hay un problema con uno de los enlaces, no lo sé.
All right, bye.
This meeting